thrifting. I didn't get a chance to do an intro on this video, so excuse me if the music is loud. I am currently outside. I am at St. Vincent de Paul nonprofit thrift store in Hammond, Louisiana, and I can't wait to show y'all the books I found. So stay tuned. Okay, guys, welcome back. Welcome back. I am finally home from the thrift shops, guys. So today I looked up and I found 5 books. Didn't find any clothes or anything, but today was just a bookish day. So I'm going to share the books that I found. I had went to 2 locations. I had went to the Goodwill in Hammond. I hadn't been to that location before, and that was my first time going to a Goodwill, period, like in years, guys, because I don't know, Goodwill has gotten ridiculous with the prices. That's just my opinion. So I hadn't been in a while. So but I ended up finding 2 books at the Goodwill, and we also went to another thrift store called St. Vincent, where I found 2 thrillers and a historical fiction. So overall, I got 3 thrillers, I got a self-help, and I got a historical fiction. So the first book up is called The Bloodletter's Daughter by Linda Lafferty. And I paid 55 cents for this book. So the synopsis. In 1606, the grand city of Prague hides an ugly secret. The emperor's bastard son, Don Julius, is afflicted with the madness that pushes the prince to unspeakable depravity. Banished to a remote corner, Don Julius comes under the care of a bloodletter who works to purge the vicious humors coursing through the young royal's veins. When the prince meets the bloodletter's daughter, Marquita, his madness sparks a frenzied and dangerous deception. He believes Marquita embodies the women from the Coded Book of Wonder, a priceless manuscript from the Imperial Library that was a young prince's only link to sanity. As the prince descends further into the darkness of his mind, his acts become even more desperate, and Marquita, both frightened and fascinated, can't stay away. Inspired by a true murder that rocked the Habsburg dynasty, The Bloodletter's Daughter is a dark and richly detailed saga of passion and revenge. Okay. All right. So, with the epilogue, it is 481 pages, guys. So it is a thick one. And let's see when it was published, because I've never heard of this author and never heard of this book. So it was published in 2012. So, okay. So, yeah, this is the historical fiction book that I found today. 55 cents, guys. Can't beat that. Second up, I found this hymn. It's called 100 Favorite Hymns, and I paid the green sticker. The price says $2.99, but I actually paid half of $2.99 because the green sticker was half off at Goodwill today. So I was like, okay. It's called 100 Favorite Hymns, and I was going through it, and it basically has the lyrics of the old spirituals that we sing at church, and it gives you like a historical background of who originated the song, what the song means, yada yada yada. Because I know and I thought that was interesting because I don't have a lot of knowledge. I do know that Wade in the Water was like one of old Negro spirituals that they used to when when the slaves were escaping. That was like one of the songs. So yes, so this is just, yeah, guys, they just have like old songs and the meaning behind them, and they have the the biblical scriptures to go along with it. So I thought that was very interesting, especially because I'm very involved with church, and I do sing in the choir. And I ain't gonna lie, like some of them songs, like some of them old songs, like in the hymn book, I had never heard of any of the songs. Like some of them I know, like the ones that you often hear growing up, but there are a lot of them. Like every now and then they'll come across one that I never heard before, and I'm like, okay, this must be a oldie. Oh, they got There's a Bomb in Gilead. I'm familiar with that one. So it just says like, how the song was originated. So yeah, I love this. Especially something that's going to teach me something. So can't beat that. Okay, next up we have Stone Maidens, which is a thriller by Lloyd Devereaux Richards. Okay, a serial killer is strangling young women and dumping their lifeless bodies in the steep forest ravines of southern Indiana. With each corpse, he leaves a calling card, a stone figurine wedged deep inside the victim's throat. Okay, that's all we gon' okay. And I love a good thriller. So just that alone is making me very interested. So I paid 55 cents for this one, guys. Next up is another thriller. This is a Rick Benz Rubin Montoya novel, Shiver by Lisa Jackson. I have heard of Lisa Jackson before, never read a book by her. And this, what intrigued me about this book is the setting of it is in New Orleans. So, okay, and being a Louisiana native, Louisiana inspired books, I always want to see, do you really know the culture or don't you? So I'm going to let y'all know if she really knows what she's talking about when it comes down to, because if you're going to write a book about Louisiana, whatever part of Louisiana, if you're going to write a book about it, you need to do it correctly. Because I have read some Louisiana themed books, y'all, in the past. And you can just tell, like, no shade, no tea. You can just tell, like, when the author is not from here. And I'm going to leave it alone. But anyway, this was 75 cents. So definitely can't beat that. So yeah. And like I say, it's so a twisted psychopath is on the loose in the Big Easy. And it's up to New Orleans detective Ruben Montoya to stop him. Okay. So last but not least, we have None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. And I paid $1.99 for this book, guys. This is a New York Times bestseller. I have heard of this book before. I have two books by Lisa Jewell. I haven't read them yet. I have I can't think of the first one. But I do know the one I'm thinking about is called The Family Upstairs. But I have another book by her. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue, guys. And it's somewhere, ain't no telling where it's at. But this is my third book by her. And this is, nice little hardcover. Can't beat that. So I ended up getting this. I don't even know what it's about. I didn't even read the synopsis. I just kind of just picked it up just based off the fact that, it's by Lisa Jewell. When a famous podcaster interviews a stranger promising to divulge the story of a lifetime, secrets emerge that threaten to expose the truth of the lies they both work hard to project and protect. Okay. So we're just going to, and that's a picture of Lisa Jewell. I never knew what she looked like, guys. But then again, I definitely want to dive into her catalog. I've heard, great things about her books. I just never read them. And this is not bad. 366 pages. And let's see. Then She Was Gone. I'm looking at her catalog, yeah. Then She Was Gone is the other book I have by her. Like I couldn't think of the name. It was on the tip of my tongue. So I have Then She Was Gone, and I have The Family. Was it A Friend of the Family? Family something. The Family Upstairs. I have that one. So yeah. So yeah, guys. I looked up today at the thrift shop. I really did. Found some interesting reads. As y'all know, thriller and historical fiction are my go-tos. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. And please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And check out my other videos. And yeah, I will see y'all in the next bookish video. Happy reading. Bye.